6 months for these. Was it worth it? Last year, when Kith announced their triple collab with Adidas and Clarks on the Samba, it pretty much shocked the sneaker world because it was a partnership that no one saw coming. And the demand for those sneakers were so high that it led to another collab on the Samba during the holiday season. And then earlier this year, we saw the next level of this partnership when Kith announced this pair right here. A collab with Clarks on the Adidas Gazelle. I pre-ordered them, I finally got them in hand. Were these worth the wait? In this video, I'll be reviewing the Kith 8th Street Adidas Gazelle Indoor. So these released way back at the start of the year when Kith announced the launch of their loyalty program. And basically, if you signed up for the program, it gave you a chance to pre-order the shoe. I checked the actual date that I placed my order. It was January the 26th, and I officially received these at my door on August the 3rd. So a little bit over 6 months. The price on these was 220 euros, so it was the same price as the previous pairs. And it wasn't the first time that they've done a pre-order on these. Even when the original 3 colorways of the Samba drop, Kith also did pre-orders for those pairs, and they also actually took 6 months to arrive. And I had the same feeling when I received these as I did when I received my original Samba pair, which was I felt like I got a free pair of shoes. When you pay for something so far in advance, you sometimes forgot you even paid for it, and when you finally do get your product, you're like, oh yeah, I remember those. Although to be honest, I was a bit less excited this time when I received it compared to when I received the first pair, and I'll speak more on that a bit later in the video. But let's get into the shoes. Let's start off with the box. You get the same box here as the previous 8th Street pairs, and I really like this box. It's got this interesting, it looks like a village in the Swiss Alps somewhere. It seems like a nice vibe. It's also got the Kith Ronnie Feig logo and the Clarks as well as the Adidas Trefoil logo on there. And looking at the shoes, well, I have to say my first impression was the color was a bit surprising. I can't lie. When I ordered these in photos of the shoe, I have to say I thought I was ordering what looked like a beige color. Also, when I looked at the rest of that Molecule collection with all of the different clothes that dropped as part of the shoes, the clothes also looked to me a bit brownish or beige color, so I naturally thought the shoes would be the same color. But once again, it seems like I've fallen into one of the deadliest traps that sneakerheads all fall into once in their life, and that is the Kith filter. I've talked about this on my podcast before. Never buy shoes just based on the Kith photos, because I don't know what filters they use, but the shoes look nothing in real life like they look like in those photos. Whoever's been doing the photo editing over at Kith, definitely give that guy a raise, because he might be responsible for a lot of orders of this shoe and several other shoes in the past. Now, I'm not saying I'm disappointed by what this color actually looks like, which to me seems like a pinkish looking gray. Depending on the angle, the pink tones come out a bit stronger. I actually like the color. It looks like no other shoe I own, so I'm not mad at it. I do want to hear from you guys in the comments. Let me know, those of you who did order this shoe, when you received it, when you took it out the box, what did you think of the color? Did it match your expectations? Now, there is a lot to like about this sneaker. First of all, this model, the Adidas Gazelle Indoor, is for me my favorite classic Adidas model. You can definitely notice some differences between these two shoes. Like for example, on the Samba pair, have a look at this mudguard here. It is quite a thin mudguard that goes around the toe box area, whereas on this Adidas Gazelle Indoor, you can clearly see that the mudguard is much more raised up here, and also these parts here around that T shape are a bit thinner. And just overall, I like the way that the Gazelle looks over the Sambas. And we have to talk about the quality. I mean, the quality on this shoe is about as good as you can possibly get on a sneaker. The suede on here is just amazing. It's super soft. In fact, it's not just any suede, it's the exact same suede that they use to make Clark Wallaby shoes. It's a special type of suede called Springbok suede. So you just don't typically get this quality of suede on a sneaker. It's usually reserved for boots. And I can tell you for sure, there is no classic Adidas shoe that you can buy that has anywhere near as good of quality. So even though the retail price on this pair is 220 and the normal retail price on an Adidas Gazelle is around 100, that difference in price in this case for me is actually justified, because yeah, the quality on the shoe is just better than any Adidas shoe. The standard laces that come with this pair are done in that same grayish tone that you see on the upper of the shoe, but you do get 2 extra pairs. So first we have this very light pink color or like a light orange color lace, which I actually think will look really nice on the shoe considering it already has some pink tones. And the other pair of laces you get are just your basic cream laces if you wanted to contrast directly with the stripes on the upper. I'm also a big fan of the different hang ties that come with the shoe. They're made out of that same really nice suede, and you get them in gray and white, and on my Sambas I actually left them on. But then moving down to this iconic crepe outsole, which is what really makes this a Clarks collab. And crepe, by the way, that's just like a really raw form of rubber, so it does feel quite sticky. Now I've been wearing these Kith Sambas for quite a while, so I can tell you there are some positives and negatives about this outsole. Well, let's start with the positives first. I think it looks really cool. It definitely doesn't look like any normal Adidas Gazelle. And what I also like about the shoe is that it's quite thin, this outsole, so it doesn't really make the shoe look like a platform sneaker like some other Adidas models, like for example the Sam Bays. And the other super positive aspect is that this outsole is just super comfortable on feet. You'll definitely notice how comfortable this shoe is compared to any other Adidas Gazelle. Really, the combination of this super soft upper and this crepe outsole make this maybe the most comfortable Adidas Gazelle you could possibly buy. But now let's move on to the negatives, starting off with the obvious one. This outsole looks like after a couple of wears. This is me comparing a new pair to a used pair, and that outsole pretty much gets like that after 2 or 3 wears. And if you've worn crepe outsoles in the past, like if you've worn a pair of Clarks Wallabies, then you're definitely used to this. But because I wasn't really used to it, it did surprise me. And I'll be honest with you, I don't like it. I think it makes the shoe look really dirty, and I don't particularly like that look on my sneakers. And it's not something you can really clean off. Like you can maybe wear like an outsole protector so that you never actually step on this outsole, but otherwise your shoes are pretty much going to end up looking quite dirty like that. So you definitely cannot say that this is one of those shoes that looks better with age. In fact, when you take this shoe out the box, you've pretty much seen the peak of how good this shoe is going to look. So do keep that in mind when you wear these. For sizing on these, so according to the sizing advice on the Kith website, they suggested going true to size, which is what I did, and it does fit me quite well. A regular Adidas Gazelle, you'll notice, fits very big, so I always have to go a half size down in those. But these at true to size seem to be the right size. However, I'll give you my experience on the 8th Street Sambas. With those as well, I got them in my true size and they fit pretty much the same as these do. Over time though, I will say they do tend to loosen up quite a bit over time. That leather, I guess that soft suede and leather really starts to mold to your feet. So if you are someone who likes that tighter feeling on feet, then you're probably not going to like going true to size on these. I would suggest going a half size down because it might be a bit tight in the beginning, but definitely after about, I would say 10 or so wears, it's going to feel much more comfy. So with this pair, I think if you ordered it a half size down or if you ordered your true size, either way, I think you're going to be fine. As you can see with how I'm wearing them in this on feet, this colorway just looks really good, especially with light colored pants. It's gonna go well with, you know, white pants, some light denim. It's a very easy to wear shoe, so don't be intimidated by what I was saying earlier about how it's got some tones of pink in there. I don't think it makes the shoe any more difficult to style. It's a very easy to wear shoe. And also in terms of comfort, you can maybe see it. There's like a bit of EVA foam right there in the midsole, which once again just adds to the super comfortable feeling you have on feet when you wear these. There's a reason why this shoe looks as beat up as it does. It's because it is simply one of my most worn shoes. It's just so comfortable feeling on feet that when I just want to have a bit more of like a classic looking shoe, this is always my go-to. So I wanted to say something really quick about pre-orders. So this shoe also, it was a pre-order. It took 6 months to arrive. And I'm starting to notice that a lot of brands are doing this whole pre-ordering thing now, including Molecule Gazelle recently launched this New Balance 860, which they are going to be delivering 9 months after you order. And to me, it's starting to feel like brands are really taking advantage of this right now. In fact, taking advantage of consumers, because for the brand, this is like a super cheap form of financing. They're essentially getting interest-free loans from their customers. And then from my point of view, from a consumer point of view, honestly, when I buy something, I like it at that moment. I don't know if I'm still gonna like it 6 months from now, 9 months from now. This one is a good example. I definitely like these shoes, but I like them a lot more in January. So I think this is probably gonna be the last time I actually pre-order a shoe. My overall thoughts on the Kith 8th Street Adidas Gazelle Indoor. Just looking at the shoe, I think this is just a very, very good looking pair. It's still to me one of the best sneaker collabs of the last 2 years. That's what I said even in my review of the first pair. And the reason for that is because this shoe gives you everything you could possibly want in a sneaker. It is excellent quality. You can't possibly complain about the quality. They're super comfortable as well. No complaints there. And finally, it's a pretty wearable shoe that you can actually get a lot of use out of. It's versatile, it's comfortable, it's good quality, and it's also one of those if you know type of shoes. I really don't think there's anything more you can ask for from a sneaker. So if you got the pre-order on these, I'm sure you're going to be very happy when you open the box and have a look at these. Do let me know in the comments as usual, what do you guys think about this shoe? And hit me up on Instagram as well. That's where I am the most active, dropping daily content on there, especially if you're looking for some outfit videos. I pretty much drop an outfit video on my Instagram stories every day, so check it out. And my sneaker podcast, the links to that can be found in the description as well. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel and for watching this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.